Well, a new day starts, and I've been working on this for 7 days. I've hit a wall. You do this quite a bit when you're drawing. As much as I love Ozzy, seeing this face constantly and facing to draw the same face, it drains. It's something that you get past, but it drains you. And right now my energy levels are a bit dwindled and a bit knocked down. It'll pick up again, but I know that I've got over a week more of drawing this to get this looking like a photo. I've gone beyond looking at the logos on the image. I can knock those out, just ignore them now. But there's still the point where this is another day where it feels like I'm not reaching where I need to reach. If there's anything, I like doing the longer portraits, the ones that take longer time, but there is a point where you just say, oh, I could do with something that took about 4 or 5 days. I suppose I could start a new portrait and flick between them, but I'm so invested into the one that I'm doing, it never really works, and you end up putting too many things in one basket and you never know where you are. And it's not so much playing the music, to be honest. I can play any music while I'm doing this, and I like Ozzy. I wouldn't do it otherwise. I've still got Ozzy albums that I can play, and I don't mind repeating the albums, and I still haven't played all my Black Sabbath ones while doing this. I haven't played any Black Sabbath while doing this. I've just been playing the solo work. But you take things one stroke at a time and hope for the best. But let me just show you where I am at the moment. So that's where I am at the moment, and let me just show you, it is real paper. Let's see your AI rubbish do that. To be honest, drawing like this has become sort of an act of rebellion, considering that they want you to have AI, they want you to use their product. Simple rule, as I've said before, if somebody wants you to use it for free, be careful, because there's always a catch. I am never using it, and I am never streaming music. I have a huge collection of music that I bought when it came out, and the same goes for vinyl. Now, there was a period that they said that vinyl wasn't great and it scratches. Yes, it does, but we shouldn't be playing vinyl, we should be playing CDs. So everyone went, well, alright then, I'm buying a mini disc, I'm buying CDs, I'm buying all of this, and I'm chucking my vinyl. I'm just getting rid of my vinyl. So there was this beautiful point in the 90s where I just went into record shops And I bought the music that no one wanted. It's the same for video games as well. I've never worked out why people would sell their consoles that they'd been collecting for multiple years for the new model, and then end up with no games, but with a brand spanking new console that was higher quality. You've just got rid of your games. So I bought my games with some of them I bought brand new, some of them I bought when people were chucking them out, and they weren't that expensive. I mean, I've got a game on the Saturn. If you know video games, you'll know Saturn Bomberman. I own it. I can pull out my Sega Saturn at any time and play Saturn Bomberman on its original format. That disc is worth a vast amount of money. Will I sell it? No. No. I've also got Cannon Spike on the Dreamcast. But at the moment I'm sans proper TV to be able to play it, because they have stopped production of CRTs years ago, and you have to start looking for new means. And I want to play Duck Hunt again. I want to play my games. But I mean, it's the same with miniature painting that I was doing. I was painting Warhammer figures for quite some time, and model kits. But when you do those kind of things, you realise that it is a hobby, because you're not making a living out of it. Now, to be honest, I'm not making a living out of this. I wish I was. But this has more potential than me painting a model kit of a Lamborghini, or a Skaven warrior, or something from Warhammer. There was also a point with lack of space. When you're painting, if you're doing a car that is, say, 1:72 scale or something like that, you soon find out that you can't do as many as you want, because you need the space. Now, I can paint model kit cars to make them look like real cars. You use car body spray for them, and you build up layers, a bit like this. But you soon think, I'm stuck with a load of plastic cars and I've got nothing to show for it. But these can go into exhibition. These can make a connection with the people that I've drawn. That's the way that I look at it. So there's more of a potential with drawing these portraits than there is with just painting a metal miniature. And I was painting them when they weren't like white metal, they were lead. But on to Ozzy. Well, I've said quite a lot about him since he died. I grew up with him on TV way before the Osbournes. Actually, I should have got it for this video, but I'll do it for the next one. I bought a series of Osbourne's TV trading cards. I bought the entire box and opened them up, and I had a freebie in there. I had something extra in there. And as for Ozzy, well, this is one reason I'm not showing my face on these things. Yeah, that's his autograph. I bought Ordinary Man in a special edition from the Ozzy's website, and it had the vinyl, the CD and tapes, which I don't play audio tapes, to be honest. I never really liked the format, but it's nice to have them. And I bought those as a full set. It gave me a little badge as well. Sorry about this, my handheld tripod is plastic and this is metal, and it's worn out the threads, so I've got to get a new handheld tripod. So I'm having a bit of trouble holding the camera at the moment. But yeah, this is where I am at the moment. We'll go to the eye for a bit, and I'll just show you something that, you see, it's building on top of things. And for an eye, now if you look at your eye, go to the mirror and have a look at the eye. It isn't an almond. The eye isn't an almond shape. You're taught that at school, that it's an almond shape. It's not. It's an orb covered by skin. And the eye rarely has a floating pupil. It's something that you learn. Usually the eye will be covered by here or here. And if you look at an eye close up, this section is actually standing out from the white. Says the person who studied anatomy to do this. I mean, I will play videos of these people that I draw just so I can see the muscle move on the face. You get used to it, but sometimes if I get a bit stuck, I'll play a film or a music video or something, and I'll just learn from it and look at how their face works. And this is extremely delicate work to do with a camera. Let me just show you something while I'm here. Now, I mentioned about doing hidden Ozzy. Well, The Wraith. This is a film from 1986. It's sort of a mix between the 1950s and the 1980s. It's an odd idea. It sort of works. I bought the soundtrack as well. That's the original soundtrack album. Now this has Ozzy on it. It's Secret Loser. So Ozzy is on track 2. The music is actually better than the film. I kind of like it. It's I think it's Scotty Brothers. Yeah, Scotty Brothers. So it's the ones who did the soundtrack. They put the soundtrack of Transformers out, the Transformers movie. Ozzy is in this, but not visually. His music is in it. Secret Loser plays quite a lot. Took me ages to get this. I like the Vestron label, but it looks like it's a finished company. Now, there's this which I've shown before, the Prince of Darkness box set. This opens up some new hidden Ozzy music. He released a song with Miss Piggy for a Muppets album. He released Born to be Wild with Miss Piggy, and he also did a song with Was Not Was called Shake Your Head. That was one of those that it barely mentioned that he'd done it, and he was going to do it with Madonna, and sort of Madonna didn't turn up, so it was Kim Basinger, and it's a very odd song for what Ozzy was known for. But to be honest, I rarely see Ozzy as metal. He's more hard rock. But that's a decent box set, and it's also got Undercover on it. This is Undercover. So I've got about 3 versions of that. There's one version with a DVD that's a flip disc. Now, Hidden Ozzy, Lita. This is the album with Close My Eyes Forever, which is the end track. That is a song with from Ozzy. Sharon does mention her in one of her autobiographies, and it's not really favourable, but I mean, Lita Ford was with the Runaways, and this is a fantastic album. I like this album. I've always liked this album. Also, Ozzy was in Hey Stupid. Now, this is an Alice Cooper song. Hey Stupid is about drug taking and how stupid you are to do it. But Hey Stupid, Ozzy sings on this album. So if you think you've got everything, you haven't. But what I was also going to mention was something called backmasking. Now, backmasking happened... let's go back to this. Backmasking is the idea of playing a song backwards and getting a message from the devil or whatever. The person that started this idea was someone called Aleister Crowley. Now, anybody who knows Ozzy knows Mr. Crowley. He was around in the early 1900s, about 1913. And his idea was, if you play chanting recordings, things that they'd done, he was into heavy magic, where it was trying to raise the dead. The song Mr. Crowley, where he said, "Did you talk to the dead?" He was actually trying to do that through magic, and he was playing things backwards to get messages from the dead. This is beyond white noise and using white noise in ghost hunts. It faded out. The idea faded out around the time of, say, I think about 1920, 1930. It was possibly still going on in certain areas, but it faded away. And it was just one of those fads. The war kind of stopped quite a lot of things like that. I'm sure it went on behind the scenes and undercover, but it kind of faded out. Then we get to the Beatles and the Revolution album, I think it was. Some people said if you play that record backwards, you get a message of Paul is dead. That's where this all started, playing a record backwards to get messages from the underworld. And it caught a wave of people saying that we shouldn't listen to rock music, and rock musicians were in league with satanic forces, because they were playing, they were involving music with hidden messages. Ozzy felt the full force of this. And these groups that were causing this idea, actually Ozzy did record some things backwards. But they also went after ELO with the Eldorado album. I think it was Eldorado. And they were... he attempted to record something backwards. And it was something like... I can't remember what it was. I can't remember what song it was. But it was... He recorded something like... would you like a nice cup of tea? Or I like this. Or... He was playing around. And he was making a joke of what these people were saying that he was doing. He wasn't that kind of... It was stupid. But it blew up in the 80s with them saying that all rock music... These are the people who are... Well, they're now aligned with someone orange in the White House. Yeah. But they were saying that music was evil, and musicians were evil, and anything with a monster in it, oh no, that's satanic, you can't have that. I mean, they were after Dungeons and Dragons, and here, let me just show you this. Poison. So that's the first album. It's brilliant. I like that album. Then you get this. Now this is the one that caused the problem. They said this was satanic. It's an evil looking character, and they had to restructure the cover so it just separated the eyes with a black strip. The amount of people, the amount of parent groups that were saying you shouldn't buy this album, and well, I never got it in England. It was all America, but we heard it. Well, backmasking, if I was going to do it, I would have the message on the disc that said, "Congratulations, you've just ruined your stylus." But backmasking sort of ended, the idea, the concept of backmasking ended around the time of the CD, when the CD became more prevalent and we got rid of vinyl before we started selling it. You can't really play a CD backwards, so it faded out. But we had this period where these films, The Gate uses it. Now, if you look at the dates on some of these, they're all 1986. This was the time of the Filthy 15, the attack on musicians, saying that they were hiding messages and, oh, rock music is evil and we shouldn't have it, and, you know, that kind of thing. The Gate has that idea where there's a rock band and there's a hidden message and it unleashes demonic forces. Now, Ozzy is also in this. This is also 1986. This is an import. You can't get it in the UK. It's also locked to Region A, I think. I may be wrong, but it's an import. Took me years to find this. And Ozzy does a parody of the people that were saying, "Don't you dare, you can't listen to all of this, oh, the rock music are evil." He parodies the people who are attacking him. But then we get to another film, Black Roses. Now this is around 1988, so it went on for over 2 years. I remember it so well. It went on for over 2 years. Again, rock musician, satanic stuff, satanic metal band. Pretty decent music on it. Carmine a piece from from Vanilla Fudge. Excuse me, my lips are rented at the moment. Carmine a piece from Vanilla Fudge is in it, and music from Lizzie Borden. And then you get It Went Quiet, and then we get Jennifer's Body. And Jennifer's Body resurrects that idea that a band is in league with the devil. It comes from the 80s. History lesson for you. But I will switch off now and get on to doing some work and do full focus on this. Now the weekend will be something else. I've got a thing to go to at last. I'm not stuck in the house from tomorrow. And I will get back to doing this on Monday, where I will possibly be nursing some bruises with a bad back after going out to a convention. But I'll see how far this goes. I'm hoping that it'll be done by next week, by the end of next week. But this needs a lot of work. This needs a lot of layering to get the depth. It's there, and I've pretty much done the mouth, but I've got to enhance it. This is going to be just dark, so it's got to be a lot of work on here. But again, right-handed, I'm going to smudge if I do it. So I'm working on the top. The hair is always the hardest bit. Just got to keep working on it, and then when I put it onto social media, when I've finished it, it's going to get slaughtered because nobody's going to talk. You're just going to get brilliant Mark, awesome, amazing, and then it's dead. Something needs to change, because when I can do this and it doesn't get seen, something's wrong in the world. Okay, now I will play the Osmosis album, and I am planning on drawing Raymond Burr. If you know the reference, then brilliant. If you don't, then wait until I start drawing him. But that may be next year because of doing all of this. See ya in the next video. Bye.